going to make a dual motor car using the new blocks. I'm not even facing you. Alright, let's go. Alright, I built one, but I think I can do it better because I got the bigger motors. But we will not need a servo because we are going to use the turning capabilities of the boat motors. Alright, I'll show you my other one. It's not done yet, but then I'll show you how I built it. Alright, so as you see, it's just the bottom part. I haven't put the car frame on it or anything like that. And people kept getting rid of my butter block, so I went ahead and put a pink plastic holder on it. Let me go ahead and, well, I'll drop it and drive it and show you how it's going to work. So as you see, I have two motors. One is facing forward and the other one's facing backwards. And I recoded them, and I'll show you that when I get to that part of the build. Alright, so if I hit Q, it's going to go forward. If I do Q again, it's going to turn off. If I do E, it's going to go backwards. If I do E again, it'll turn off. And I had to reverse the motor going backwards so that it would turn correctly. So let's go forward and turn, and we will drive our little car. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and reset and show you how I built it. I gotta die before I can reset. I could have just reset because I didn't get any money that far down river or upriver. Alright, so let's build. I have a little bit of lag even though I'm the only one in the server. Alright, I'm going to build it next to the other one so I can save both of them and not overwrite that one. And I'm going to use butter since nobody is here with me and nobody can accidentally set it off. Alright, so notice it's a little higher than one layer of butter, and the reason for that is the motor is taller, and so I need room so that it doesn't go into the ground. So I'm going to turn the anchor off. It's always a good idea to have the anchor off when you build cars, because a lot of times people that you play with don't want to launch immediately. Alright, so what I have, I'm going to create a 3x, oh, I don't want it to connect to that seat. You know what? I'll just rebuild it. Let's clear. Build it once, I can do it again. Alright, so we have 3x10. And it's going to have to be 2 layers long. Except for some of them, I don't want to be too tall. I want to only be tall enough to place the motors. So I'm going to remove some of these later. I'm just going to go ahead and place them all. I didn't count. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I was one short. Alright. So I like to build using the I-beams because they're strong and nice and heavy and keep the car weighted down. But they don't stick together, so what I'll do is I will connect them using rods. I am going to use my plastic at the front and the back to push off on. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Alright, so again we are making a dual motor engine car. Or dual motor car, I don't think I need to say the engine part, it's kind of redundant. Alright, let's see. So I need a second block on most of these. So I'll take my butter blocks again and fill this in. Probably could do this faster at a different angle, but it's alright. And so what I'll do is where I want the engine, I'm going to leave some blank or some empty spots. So I'm going to put my engine right here, so I will leave those two blank. Alright, so let's place our I-beams. Alright, oh, if it's not turned the right way, I want it to be facing this way. 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to skip over where I have the hole. Then I'm going to place my rods. I like to use the metal rods because they're metal. So now I have to push off of this back part to get it to inset. There we go. Into the little groove of the I-beam, and this will hold them together. And so 6 is perfect for that because they are 1.5. So any multiple of 3, this, oh, that's wrong. Let me delete that. Alright, and then I want them up here too, and I didn't make the plastic piece tall enough. So I'll have to pull this up. And actually, I could continue from here. And the reason is because the motor is going to go inside, and since I don't have to have a servo, I can just connect the front to the back. And so I'll put one here, here. And I'm going to go ahead and go one further out because I can always put headlights or a front end on it, a bumper. Alright, I'm also going to duplicate this car once I build it. I may make 2 of them, but I'll show you how to duplicate, because if I want to race these cars, it might be useful to have more than one. Alright, and now I want another row of I-beams on either side. Oh, that's not what I meant to hit. There we go, we want to rotate it. And this one I'm going to bring all the way up. Just leaving the room for the motors. Alright, so there's the base of our car. And so my mic got caught, I had to unhook it. Alright, so what we want to do is we want to place the seat now. Actually, I need more rods because I need them to hold the wheels on. If you stick the wheels to this, it's not going to hold very tight. So we'll put them here as well. It strengthens the car. It makes it a solid ride. So if you build this car and you like the way it drives, leave a message on this video, because I've built many cars. I used to have a set of 3 race cars, and every time we get new blocks I make sure I improve upon them. And if you have any tricks that work well, put them there as well, and I will see about putting them in a video. Alright, now I'm going to place the seat first. That way everything can attach to it. Since I only have one car, I really could do it at any point in time, but I'm going to do it now. Alright, let's see. I want my seat. I'm actually going to make this 2-passenger, but I'll add the second seat later. And I think I want it right. Let's see if we're going to have 2. Yeah, I think I want it right. Actually, you know what? I'll put the second seat first, because it always attaches to the last car you put in place. And actually, I think I want it further back than that. And actually, I do want to just place the one seat first because it attaches to the butter. And I would like my car, the driver, to be able to control that. Alright, let's see. We're going to put it right here. Alright, now what do we need? We need wheels. So I'm actually going to place 2 wheels because it gives me perfect spacing, and then I'll just remove the second redundant one. So I don't want this one, I want it here. Rotate that. Put 2 here. And 2 here. Ah, that's not where I wanted it. I want it right here. Alright, so they won't work this way because they're way too close together. But now if I delete these, and did I turn my anchor off? I hope I did. Yes, I did. Very good. Alright, so now we've got the basic layout of our car. We need the engines. So I have all 3 types. I'm going to put the fastest ones I have. And I will put one forward. Oh, that's a pretty big one. It's bigger than the other one I was using. Let me see. I gotta measure this to make sure. Okay, so I want it to be the same height. I need it a little higher. So I'm gonna add some more I-beams. Actually, I just need a half of a block because you see I needed to stop where the wheel stops, and the wheel is halfway up the butter. So I'm going to put half of the butter. Let's see if I can do this. And I will go ahead and use the other engines just because I have so many of them. And then when I duplicate them, they'll be the same, even though you can duplicate parts you don't own. I think I want it there. So we'll put it, need some light down in there. I guess I could have done this before I put my I-beams on. There we go. Alright, so if I set it perfectly on that, it should be high enough, and so that the one you pay for is quite large. I think I'm going to put this one forward, and it looks like I might need more room. No, I'm good. And turn that around, and one backwards. Up. Nope, that is not where I wanted that. So maybe I do need a third spot. I thought I only had 2, but we'll deal with the edits that we need to make. Alright, and then we'll put the other motor in reverse. Alright, so now we have our engine. We're going to build the car up so that this looks like it's the engine coming out of the top of the hood. Now we need to recode this. So the first one's fine. If we turn left, it'll turn left. If we turn right, it'll turn right. But what I want it to do is, I don't want it to use the wheel commands to start and stop. What I want to do is make that Q and E. So this one will be, to turn right, we want it to go right. To turn left, we'll go left. But to start it, to activate it, we're going to use Q. So if I want to go forward, I'll hit Q, and if I want to stop going forward, I'll hit Q a second time. Then we're going to take the second motor, and now this one is turned around, so left will be right, and right will be left. And this time I want it to be activated by E. Tires are fine. Alright, and then you can decorate this any way you want. I'm going to go ahead and place my second seat. and I'll save it and show it to you, and then I'll do a little bit of the design. Well, actually, I do want to do the design because I want to show you how to duplicate it. There's my seats. Alright, so then I'm going to make mine out of gold, just because if I'm trying to make it strong, it makes sense to use the strongest block in the game, and I have plenty of them. So I want to place this here, and then I will stretch it, because I'm not worried about lag. This is such a small build that I doubt lag is going to be an issue. And what's cool about these is, unlike the wheels that you can't block, or the servo that you can't block, I can pull this all the way up to my seat. Alright, and then we're going to put one. Now I may redo this a little bit better later, but I want to put this one here, and that one there, and one for the trunk. And I'm going to go to pink to duplicate it, just because it's easier to duplicate on pink. Nope, too far. Alright, and then we will stretch this forward. Alright, we have the basic buildings out now. These are too thick, so what I'm going to do is the balloon trick that I showed you last video. I'm going to take a balloon, stretch it out of the window frame. Oh, and it does work if I don't minimize it. Alright, so this I would like to be thinner. And actually I'm going to bring it down some here. I think we'll have an open top race car, even though we might want to have some protection. Let's see, how does that look? Does it look like a race car? It's starting to. Maybe I'll build a roll cage. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Because see, now it's blocking the tire. You can't do that. You can touch the tire in the back, but you can't break. Alright, so let me save this and let's test our ride. I'll just save over the other one I had, because this one will be better. And now I could have removed the end pieces. I don't need them now. Looks like a bumper. And this one I made a little long, but let me go ahead and shorten it a little bit. Now that I can create that a bumper. Alright, but let's test the car. Actually, let's finish the bumper and then we'll save it again. I think I want gold for the bumper because I want to protect my car. I also want to protect the wheels, so my bumper is going to come out to here. Well, not that far. Go further. I think I need to stretch my balloon again. Now when it does that, do you see how it's too tall? It means you broke the balloon, and it's not going to work properly, because the only size you can go down to is 2 blocks, and that's not what we want. We want the small block. So I'll do a different balloon and stretch it. See, now it's 1, and I can do this. Make it just wide enough. Actually, I do want it to protect the wheels, and I think I want it thinner. Alright, and then I can bring this one out because I have half blocks, so I can move it now. There we go. You can see the rods coming through, but that's alright. We can disguise that with headlights or something. Alright, I'm going to paint it real quick because if I'm going to save it and duplicate it, I want to save it. I want to color it. Alright, so this one is going to be hot pink. Some of the colors don't turn out good when you paint gold, but pink looks pink. Red looks matted. Some of them really don't look good when you paint the gold with it. And then I'll make the accents black, my two favorite colors. And then I'll make the duplicated cars a different color. Alright, so there is the basic build of our race car. So I'm going to save it and show you how it works. And then we'll go duplicate it. Alright, so we hop in. Nope, I want to be the driver. We hit F, it releases everything. If I hit Q, it goes forward, and I can steer it. And then if I hit Q again, it stops, and I can put it in reverse. Why isn't it going in reverse? Alright, let's regroup and do that again. So I'm going to stop my car. Oh, it might have been fighting. There it goes. Nope, I think I have them both the same way. Stop my car. Alright, we had the directions right. We wanted to go the opposite, so this will be left, right, and to activate it, E. Alright, so wonder why it's not going backwards. My other car was working properly. Hi, Kane. Alright, if you turn both engines off, you can go backwards. Well, you saw the other one working. Why isn't this one doing it for me? Okay, I have my forward motor off. Alright, let's try it the other way. Did I put them both in the same way? Oh, I bet I did. Alright, let's edit. So if you mess up, you gotta fix it. Let me say hi to Kane real quick once I reload this and reset. Hi, I'm live. Yes, you may join me. Let me reset. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I put the motor in because I clicked off of it and clicked back on it. Alright, let me fix that. Yeah, you saw? Cool. Alright, so let me fix my engine because I put them both in the same way, I think. Alright, so I need to delete this one. And then I need to move my hood out of the way. And then put the engine back in the correct way. What is this weird boat? This is a race car. It's a dual motor race car. Alright, so I want this that way. And then we need to recode it. So when it's right, it's left. When it's left, it's right. And we want E to activate it. Alright, that should be correct. Let's go ahead and we'll leave the motor exposed for now because we can always change that later. Save. And let's test it. Alright, Kane is small now. Alright, let's jump up here. Oh, you know what? I wonder if it's not attached because do you see there's only one motor attached? Maybe that was the issue. but we'll fix it. We're going to attach that here. So the right will be right, left will be left, and this one will be activated by Q. Alright, so I was sitting in the seat, so it did it for me. Alright, let's turn that engine off. And me, sub to Skooky. Spoopy, he calls me Spoopy. Alright, let's test this. Are those anchored? Hopefully not. Damn. This is a sign, yes. No, they're not anchored. Okay, so why is my... Alright, so we're just going to flip a switch and get rid of these. For some reason I lost control of my butter. There we go. And then we'll put it... Oh my goodness, it jumped out! Alright, let's turn that one off and see if we can go in reverse. Alright, so the reverse works now. Alright, so I'm not sure why my engine jumped out. But let me go ahead and reload the other one I had that was working perfectly. And I'll just pay a little bit of money for it. I think it was the third one back. We've saved this 2 or 3 times. I'm going to say this one. Alright, yeah. So let's drive this one again. So this one is set up properly. And I don't think the engines are going to fall out. I'm having issues jumping. Alright, so he's put post on him. Alright, so this one should work. Let me delete the unnecessary holding blocks. Alright, and then we will go backwards. Yep. And then forwards. And so, other than my engine falling out, let's go forward and drive this thing. Alright, so that's how I build my dual motor car. They're a work in progress. That was only the second time I had tried it. But I want to try to make one where we can navigate all the way down the river. Let's see if I can do this. It's much easier to steer than a car. I mean, I couldn't do this navigation. Oh, I'm going to try to... Alright, let me avoid that one. Alright, I can't avoid all of them. They're too close together. Let me try to go over to the corner here. Alright, and if you get stuck up against the wall, you turn it off and put it in reverse. Look, we did a wheelie. Nice. Alright, hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. Bye.